Hello Standard 7, welcome to History class by Mamta Shetty. In the last chapter, we have studied that at the last, Shivaji Maharaj had a treaty with Adil Shah because he came to know that he cannot fight with the two enemies at a time. So now in this chapter, chapter number 6, we are going to see the conflict with the Mughals. Yes, so let us start with the chapter. So I'll just start it up. And chapter number 6, conflict with the Mughals. So far, Shivaji Maharaj had successfully fought the Adil Shah. But for expanding the Swaraj, conflict with the Mughals was inevitable. Inevitable cannot be stopped, unavoidable, you can say. The Mughals posed a great threat to Swaraj even as it began to expand. Maharaj triumphed over his threat too. He regained his forts and territories from the Mughal. He got himself crowned. He succeeded this threat also. He got back his forts, treaties from the Mughals. He got himself crowned. He took up the campaign to the south. In this chapter, we are going to learn about all these topics. So let us start with the first one, Seistic Khan's invasion. Right? So now this Seistic Khan, who was he? In the February 1660, Seistic Khan left from Ahmednagar and entered the Pune provinces. Yes, which was under the control of Shivaji Maharaj. So he ravaged the territory of the Swaraj by sending small unit of his army to the neighboring areas. They started attacking, they started spoiling the place. He encamped at Chakan, means he settled his establishment, camp in Chakan. Firangji Narsala, the Killedar of the Chakan, he offered strong resistance to Seistic Khan's army, but Seistic Khan's army was more. Finally, the Mughal captured the fort of Chakan. Seistic Khan set up his camp at Lal Mahal in Pune, where Shivaji Maharaj had lived in his childhood. Yes? Khan sent his forces in the region around Pune. They started harassing the people. They started looting the people, troubling the people. 2 years passed, but he would not think of leaving Pune. Naturally, this had a very bad effect on the people's morale. In this circumstance, Maharaj drew up a bold plan. He decided to stop Seistic Khan. Shivaji Maharaj decided to raid Lal Mahal secretly under his own leadership. He himself went. He decided to have a surprise attack on Seistic Khan. On 5th April 1663, Maharaj raided Lal Mahal at night with a selected band of soldiers. In this raid, Seistic Khan lost his fingers. And this was a great humiliation to him because he ran away from that. He did not give a fight to Shivaji Maharaj. He ran like a coward. He left Pune and shifted his camp to Aurangabad. Yes? Due to this episode, Aurangzeb was very unhappy. He was displeasured. He was very angry on Seistic Khan, and Aurangzeb transferred him to the provinces of Bengal. And because of it, what happened? The successful attack on Seistic Khan, this was a great impact on the people, and they started having more faith on Shivaji Maharaj. Yes, can you tell? If you want to visit the city of Surat, what route will you take? Show it with the help of a map. You can visualize how Shivaji Maharaj must have reached Surat. Of course, now all the facilities there to reach Surat. At that time, it was not there. So now we go towards the Surat campaign. In the 3 years when Seistic Khan, he looted the large territories of Swaraj, what has happened? It was necessary that all the losses which was faced by the people, we had to make it proper. For this, Shivaji Maharaj planned a attack. And what was this attack? He decided to teach the Mughal a lesson. Surat was a big trading center and a port. It was under the Mughals' control. The British, Dutch, French, they all had their factories in the Surat area, and that's why maximum revenue was given to the Mughal. It was a rich city. Maharaj decided to march on Surat. And that time this city was under the Subedar of Inayat Khan. Maharaj obtained plenty of wealth from Surat without bothering the common people. Yes, he could not find, the Inayat Khan could not fight Maharaj. And in this way, Maharaj's campaign of the Surat was very successful and a great blow to Aurangzeb. After that, now we are going to the next topic, that is Jai Singh's invasion. Now Jai Singh, who was he? Now, when Maharaj came to know, when Maharaj started attacking everywhere, his activities were increasing, right? He did not stop anywhere. He wanted his people to be happy. Aurangzeb decided to send Mirza Raze Jai Singh. He was a Rajput Sardar, very experienced and powerful. Jai Singh came to Pune. He started collecting the forces against Shivaji Maharaj. Yes, he started reforming. He was giving training to his forces how to capture. The Portuguese of Goa and Vasai, the Dutch of Verungala, the British of Surat, the Siddhis of Janjira. He collected all these people against Maharaj and he decided to start a naval campaign against Shivaji Maharaj. Jai Singh drew up a plan of capturing the fort in the possession of Maharaj. Mughal forces were sent to various parts of Swaraj. They looted the territories, they captured the territories of Swaraj. Maharaj endeavored to resist the Mughals. He tried to resist the Mughals. But Jai Singh and Diler Khan, they lead a siege to the fort of Purandar. Yes, and because of that, what has happened? When the Mughals put the fort of Purandar under siege, Murarbaji Deshpande, one of the very brave soldiers, he fought with the greatest of courage. Yes, he died a hero's death. Murarbaji Deshpande. Yes, and he died a hero's death. Considering the seriousness of this situation, Maharaj decided that now he doesn't want any of his soldiers' good companion to die. He started talking a treaty with Jai Singh personally. He met and talked, and then a treaty was signed in the year June 1665. This treaty was known as Treaty of Purandar. According to the treaty, Maharaj had to give the Mughals what? All the 23 forts and plus the adjoining territories plus an annual revenue of 4 lakh horns. Yes, that is gold coin. He assured the Mughals that he will help them to attack the Adil Shah. And thus this treaty was guaranteed, approved by Aurangzeb because he got the forts, he got the money, and Shivaji was ready to come and capture help for the attack of Adil Shah. Yes? Okay. Now, you have to find out how Shivaji Maharaj escaped from his house arrest at Agra. Agra visit and escape. After the Treaty of Purandar, Jai Singh launched a campaign against Adil Shah. Yes, Aurangzeb's second enemy. Maharaj helped Jai Singh, but his campaign of Jai Singh was not successful. Why? Jai Singh and Aurangzeb felt that Shivaji Maharaj had to be kept away, at least for some time, from the Deccan politics. They decided that we'll keep Shivaji Maharaj out. No need of taking him in this Deccan politics. Jai Singh proposed to Shivaji Maharaj that he visit Agra and meet the emperor. Yes, and Shivaji Maharaj, what he did? He thought that yes, Jai Singh is guaranteeing the safety. So he went to Agra along with his son, who? Prince Sambhaji, and few of his trusted people, right, who was ready to risk their life for whom? Shivaji Maharaj. Shivaji Maharaj reached Agra. Aurangzeb did not treat him with honor at his court. Maharaj got very angry. Right? Emperor put him in the house arrest. Undeterred by this action of emperor, Maharaj decided, okay, he had a plan of escaping from this house arrest. He authority escaped from Agra. He escaped with his, you can say, the difficulties, lot of difficulties, facing the difficulties. He escaped from Agra, from the house arrest, and reached Maharashtra safely after few days. After he reached Rajgarh, while returning from Agra, what did he do? He left Shambhaji Raje at Mathura. He did not take him also. He told that you stay at Mathura. Why? It is quite risky to take you along with me to Rajgarh. Yes, so Prince Sambhaji was brought safely afterward. He was brought safely to Rajgarh. While Maharaj was away, who looked after the Swaraj, administration of Swaraj? Veer Mata Jijabai, along with his few associates. So in this way, Maharaj escaped from Agra. Now, on the offensive against Mughals, immediately after returning from Agra, Maharaj did not want any conflicts, any fight with the Mughals. Maharaj, what did he do? He wanted to recapture the forts and territories.